there from Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It is Saturday the 30th of October 2021 and we're back. It's been a while. I'm joined by Mark, and I think the only place to start really is the Grand National, because whilst we were off around the country doing Halloween events, it was confirmed the Grand National will be staying closed now for the remainder of the season for planned maintenance. So I guess the first question is, what do you want Pleasure Beach to do with the National?
I'd just like them to retrack it similar to what they did to Big Dipper. If they do that on National, it'd be fine, you know. I don't see them doing a major rehaul of it. Just the areas that obviously need work, obviously like the first drop, if they get them done, it should be open for next year, you'd like to think. But there's not much else they can do, like, you know, over this close season, because it'll soon be February again, it'll soon be reopening, so, and I don't see it remaining closed for maybe a year, 2 years or anything like that. I think they'll just do what they did to Big Dipper, redo the first drop and then reopen it. They're not going to get new trains.
No, agreed.
They're not, so you're limited then on what you can do, and I genuinely just think a first drop on it it'll be fine, and you know, people just have to live with it, with the trains, and you know, it's one of them who's just like, you just got to come on and enjoy it
for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's one thing we sort of decided we had to do on those late night Fridays when we were here. It was like, Grand National's here, it's walk on, let's just try and enjoy it, and we ended up really enjoying it and lapping it.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of them. It's just like, it's never going to be what it was to me in the 80s and 90s. It's never going to be like that again. And I just got to get that out of my head and just enjoy it and appreciate it for what it is, because realistically, it's an airtime machine.
It is. So do you think it'll reopen? That's the $1 million question. I know a lot of people were doubting it when the announcement came that it was going to be, well, it wasn't an announcement, it was found by enthusiasts, including me, that it had been shut for the season. But to be fair to Pleasure Beach, it's on their website.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, I think it'll reopen. I genuinely do. Because if it doesn't reopen, I'll be disappointed in Pleasure Beach. The fact that they've not said we're going to close it permanently, have the last rides on it. I'd be disappointed if that was the case, and they've not done it. So that says to me that they are definitely planning on reopening it in the new season.
And we have to ask it because, you know, everyone's saying it. Do you think they'll RMC it? I know what I think.
No. If it was RMCing it, it would literally be flattened and then rebuilt as something else.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be an RMC treatment. And there's other places in the park that an RMC can go anyway.
Exactly. Just a bit of an update on the Grand National as it currently is. 3 of the 4 existing trains have been taken off the track or been pushed into the maintenance bay. As it stands, the purple train is in the station and it hasn't run now for probably 2 weeks. So just be interested to see what happens. I'd love to see it get a full retrack, and if that means it has to be closed for a year, 2 years, so be it. Hello everybody, I thought I'd better appear on this video rather than talking from behind the camera for the whole day. Just picking up on what we were saying about the Grand National firstly. Obviously a lot of comments online about, is it going to be RMC'd? We hope it gets RMC'd, those kind of comments. Now, I think I've said a million times on PB videos that I don't ever see any of the woodies here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach being RMC'd, and I'm going to stand by that until the day that it happens, and I think that day will never come. I just don't see an RMC happening on the existing woodies at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, especially the Grand National, for reasons given in the past. There's not enough room for starters. It's built into the sand that was on the ground here before Pleasure Beach was an amusement park. There's just so many factors why the Grand National is not getting RMC'd or won't ever get RMC'd, in my opinion. Of course, one day I may be proven wrong, but I am going to keep saying it, that I don't think it will ever happen. And I think that if something like an RMC was to replace the Grand National, like Mark said, it would literally be taking the Grand National down and rebuilding a completely new ride. It would not be a conversion, it would be a completely new ride. It wouldn't be a conversion at all. And I think that if that was to happen, people will be like, oh, do you know what, I actually miss the Grand National. And I think that it's only when something like the Grand National is gone that it would be like really, really missed. I mean, I'm as guilty as anyone moaning about it being rough and uncomfortable these last couple of years, but I think that I would genuinely be very, very upset at this point in time if it was to be removed, especially with it shutting so suddenly, and then if it was to just go, like, unexpectedly. I think it'd be absolutely gutted. Now, in today's video, it's probably worth mentioning that it's not going to be like traditional style Pleasure Beach vlog where we go from ride to ride, talk about it, review it. It's going to be more of a like, this is what's changed since we were last here. We've got Freak Nights to talk about, which Mark did a written review on the press night. I did it last night. I do have some thoughts on that, and I'm going to have to gather those thoughts before I go into a review and a video, because I just don't want to be too harsh on what I say about it. And it was good in places, it wasn't so good in other places, and I need to think about the things I want to talk about before I go into full detail on that event. But yeah, we'll be talking about Freak Nights at some point. I think Mark would be happy to talk about it as well, because Mark had a really good time doing it on the press night, as did everyone that came to it. So that's where we're at on this video. It's going to be a bit of a, this is what's changed at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Here's some ride footage, here's our thoughts on Freak Nights, here's just general sort of what's going on at Pleasure Beach at the moment kind of video, rather than your traditional go on every ride, get a review of it, that kind of thing. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and let's see where the day takes us. We've had our ride on the big one here at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and because it's a very windy day, it's not running at its fastest, but here it comes. It's not running at its fastest because the wind is coming from the west, which is always a bit of a problem for the big one. But just want to give a shout out to all the operations team once again for having the big one open when on a day like today it could have quite easily been closed. We've been joined once again by Carl.
Hello.
You've left Emma again to do the channel on her own.
She's better off on her own.
Better off on her own.
Whoa.
Gets more filmed anyway.
Yeah, less floor action.
The thing is, you say that, she can't get anywhere, so there's your footage.
There's your footage. Hold on. Here's a representation of what Carl would be filming today.
The chair.
Everyone needs to see all aspects of the park.
Yes, here we have some professional leaves filmed by Carl. Right, on a serious note, why have you come and gate crashed us?
I've just come out on my own and saw you, and you invited me on a lovely ride.
Yeah, this is it. We saw him, didn't we, Mark? We were like, you know what, we better make sure he's got some company today.
He's not going to hang around with us, is he? And then he's not left since.
He's sort of left since, hanging around like a bad smell.
I like a bad smell, mate. Can't get rid of it.
Actually, the real reason we got you on this video is you're going to talk positively about Freak Nights, which my views were different to yours and different to Mark's, and I think you two have got quite different views on it. So Freak Nights, who wants to go first? And there is a tunnel, so we'll have to stop and then restart. So who's going first?
I'll go. I thought it was very good.
Very good.
I feel like what I've heard people's experiences, everyone's like, what, like, gave bad reviews of it, but we were on the press night, and maybe they went all out on the press night and dropped a bit more after, I don't know, but I had some of the best scares I've ever had, especially on river caves. I'll come back to you in a minute because there's a cave.
Yeah, there is. It's a cave. Apparently this is a cave, folks.
It's a cave now.
It's a cave. I am pleased to confirm we are now out of the cave.
Cave of Wonders.
Cave of Wonders. Not quite the river caves, but you were talking about the river caves.
Yeah. I thought it was very simple but very effective. I think, like I say, I've had some of the best scares in there. Like, I don't know, are you doing spoilers? I've heard.
Yeah, go for it. The event will be finished by the time this video's on, so you might as well go for it.
Go through it, pitch black, no lights, and people jumping out at you. And that is it.
Yeah.
Like, I almost capsized our boat by a scare. I thought that was brilliant. I thought the tunnels were amazing. What was I just saying? The pillar man.
Pillar man.
The pillar man.
The pillar man.
Literally hid behind a pillar and jumped out here as she came past. So simple but so effective.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And I think Icon blindfolded was very good. I think the big one in the dark.
With no lights.
No lights on. We ended up at the front and all you could see was the headlights. And I thought that was amazing. The other stuff were a bit...
This isn't a cave, by the way, so you're all right to carry on.
The other bits were a bit weaker, but had improved since 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I think it's improved a lot from 2 years ago. And I think if they carry on going the right way, it's still a new event. And I think if they keep going that way, it'll end up a good event, I think.
What would you change?
What would I change?
Or what would you add? Would you add anything to it, take anything out of
I would
it?
probably take out the little show in
Planet Rock.
Purge in Planet Rock. Didn't really make sense.
Agreed.
Well, then we've got a different...
Yeah, it's weird. I've spoke to people and what we had is very different to what other people are having. It's like...
We got a magic show.
Yeah.
That's the thing, you guys got a magic show, I got a strobe lighting show.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
I don't know if it's because of the lack of actors that they had, so they couldn't fill it, or what.
That's the thing, Phil. What I'd had is I'd had more actors.
Yeah.
I'd have more actors around the park.
Yeah.
To add to it. All the rest of it, I sometimes wonder what they do on a windy day.
If it was a windy day and they couldn't have the big one going, what are they going to replace it with?
That's quite some thinking. But like I say, like Carl said, we had a great run through on it. We really did.
I think you had a much better go through it than I did.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying mine was terrible, but I just think that you had a better go than what I did from what you've both said.
Which can happen at scare events.
That's the thing.
It's like we did towers and we had to split it up because we had Finley. So even between half an hour difference, we had very different run-throughs.
Yeah.
And
it
can be run-throughs like in the space of 5 minutes.
Yeah.
If all the actors are on the people in front and you don't get any, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. It's on some events, but...
Well, that was the issue I had with the tunnels, is that the group in front of me ended up too scared and asked to leave the experience, which meant all the actors came out of character, which was a shame because we missed a lot of scares as a result, and obviously you only get one run through, so you can't fault the actors. They were doing their job. They were leading the people out who were bricking it, basically.
I think there's only 3 of us in our group. When we did it, we had probably a better run through of it, but overall, like Carl says, it's going in the right direction. It's an improvement from 2019.
Yeah, definitely.
And because like I say, it's just a one-way round. There's no mishmash. You're not doing anything like that. So it's literally one way around the park, and it works a lot better for it. And I just hope that they build on it for future years.
Noisy Arrow hypercoasters.
Let's see. Would you change it as not a full run-through? Would you have it?
Me, I'd incorporate it into the park.
Like separate.
It wouldn't be a separate event. It'd be part of like the park.
Like separate mazes. So
yeah, it'd be a 10 till. It'd be like a 10 till 8 or a 10 till 10 experience, and the mazes would open after 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's how I'd do it. end of the day, Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
Yeah.
Wasn't much of a vlog, Mark, but we just kind of went with the park footage side of it instead.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sometimes that's all that's needed. Show everyone that what's changed for Vampire Beach and what improvements have been made and things like that. So it's been a good, enjoyable day as always. Pleasure Beach, to be honest with you, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. A few laps on Big One, great front row ride on Icon. What more could you want from a day?
Agreed. The thing is, we haven't done many rides, so it would have been a pointless vlog. It literally would have just been
Six
Big
laps
one.
Six laps of Pleasure Beach Express.
It would, yeah. Right, seems as you're camera hungry, Carl. How's your day been at Blackpool Pleasure Beach?
It's been good. Like just saying, not done much, but it's been a good day, good atmosphere, nice chill day, and a 2-lap special on it.
2-lap special on the big one.
I finally got it.
Yeah, exactly. See, I told you, if you go on with me, you'll get your 2-lap special.
I can tell you, I don't know who you pay, but you always get them.
It's just contacts, mate, contacts, and not eye contacts. Don't like those things. Just going to keep it quick, really. From a video point of view, I fully intended on doing a vlog today, starting it off with the Grand National sort of chit-chat, then the Freak Nights review, and then sort of go from there, but it just didn't really happen, did it? It's just turned into a bit of, this is Blackpool Pleasure Beach, Vampire Beach, with park footage and not much chatting. So I do apologise if it started off like it was going to be an old school Pleasure Beach kind of vlog and then just turn into a park footage video, but hopefully the footage has been good. Carl's shaking his head off camera because he's a nuisance. But yeah, that's all from me. It's been a great day for Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Big shout out to the Big One staff who've been excellent, kept that queue moving all day, and of course gave us all a 2-lap special at the end of the day, which was great. So many thanks to the operations team for once again being excellent across the whole park and for giving everyone here a great day at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. So we'll be back next week for the first winter weekends, Saturday and fireworks. So yeah, I'm not sure what we're going to upload on Thursday, but we'll think of something. But many thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video.